Half a day, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Island Palates. I'm here with Mr. John C. Borja, and he's going to teach us how to make Bonelos Dago. Okay, so John, what do we need for making Bonelos Dago?
Well, primarily we need the Dago yam, which actually traditionally was this time of the year is being produced for Bonelos Dago. We also need 2 cups of flour and 1 cup of sugar.
Well, you were telling me earlier how to pick the best yam here. Can you describe that to me then?
Yes, sir. What I'm looking at here is that if you were to pick yam at the market, try to get the yam that is one piece rather than to have a clumpy yam. For example, this is a clumpy type of yam where you got so much irregularities, and then when you remove everything, you don't have much left, and it's not what you want. So also remember that if you're going to buy yam that has been dried out, it's senseless to buy it because when you grate it, it's going to be too rubbery.
Okay.
But the freshest you can get, the more tender it is, the more fluid it will be for grating.
So basically, one of the tests is to, if you carry it, it's going to be heavy. Then that, you know it's fresh. Then
true. When it's fresh, you can feel the weight, as you can feel yourself. It's more dense because there's water in it. But if you buy something that's dried out, it'll be light, very light. In fact, I carry this with 2 hands. After 1 week, I can even probably carry just 1 hand very lightly. So it loses the water as it dries up.
So if it's a day or 2 old, then it's still okay?
It's still okay. As long as you don't keep it in the bright sun or in where there's heat.
Okay, so keep it in the shade in a cooler place.
Cool place.
Okay.
And the other thing is that if you're not going to use it right away, don't water it down or don't clean it, because once you start to clean it and water it down in terms of taking away the soil, is you're promoting it to grow again.
Okay.
So it just becomes more, your quality is lost.
Okay. So we're going to go to the hard part, which is kind of peeling it.
That's
okay.
Correct.
John, explain why it's in water right now.
The reason why you put in water so that it won't turn dry on you, the yam, as well as discoloring. Keep it moist so that when you grate it, it has that fluid texture.
John's going to show us how to grate it now.
Typical cheese grater is what I use.
So which side do we use? The
finest side.
Okay.
If you use the coarse, it's going to be too clumpy. For safety reasons, is that you don't grate further than the yam itself, because you'll grate your skin or your fingernails, and it's not part of the ingredients. Try to get your pattern to be grated in the corners rather than roundish, because when you do edges and corners, it's faster to go to be grated. See how the edges gets eaten up fast, and see how fluid that is, real fast. To be able to fight the itchiness is basically you put some oil on your hands, rub it with oil so you can be able to work with the yam.
This is a little too big for the fist sometimes, so maybe a little smaller than this size, especially if you have smaller hands. Avoid slipping and sliding. See, now we got the pro doing it. Maybe possibly chunks in there, right?
Yes, when you get a feel for your mix, you're going to be feeling those chunks. The chunks will come right up, and then you just discard that.
This is about 3/4 of a gallon.
Sugar in this small bowl and the flour.
So we're going to mix the flour and the sugar. So the tiny bubbles in the dago is fine.
We got our oil heating up already when we were doing the mixing.
And you put it on medium heat, right?
Yes, I did put a medium heat because it's more quicker to bring it up to heat rather than to lower it from the high heat to cooling it down to what heat you want.
Remember that, medium heat.
So usually your dago mix is ready for mixing. You get 1 spoonful, and we're using a tablespoon. Roll it over to get that good bowl of dago into a circle. This is your test. It's gonna basically come up and float, and it's gonna tell you whether your oil is ready for frying a lot more. So your dago mix should be able to float.
It's floating right now.
So what you're looking for is at least 3 to 5 minutes to fry. You try to get that golden brown. We can see here that we're getting a little bit of discoloring or cooking right there. So that's the kind of texture you want, or color. There you go. That's your Bonelos Dago right there. It's kind of hot right now.
Yeah, it's a little hot. Bonelos Dago. John, what do we have here to dip it in?
Well, we got the traditional sugar water, basically just sugar and water mixed. And then we also have the convenient syrup from the store. So I'd like to thank my nephew, Peter, and Christine, my niece, for having able to use this kitchen for the Dago for Christmas.
Thanks for joining us in this edition of Island Palates. Happy holidays, and we'll see you again next time.